Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, let's continue our Summer Blockbuster Series and talk about a movie starring someone that I thought we had more movies with this guy in it. But this is only our sixth movie that we have talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought you were going to talk about Tom Arnold.
Well, it's our first Tom Arnold movie.
It's all we've done with Tom. Only one Tom Arnold movie?
This is our first Tom Arnold movie. I'm kind of surprised we haven't done another Tom Arnold movie, but I knew that we wouldn't have done as many Tom Arnold movies as we have Arnold movies. Because I was thinking that Arnold was getting close to Harrison Ford as, our top actor that we've talked about their movies. But Harrison Ford, we're at like 10 or 11. Thing. We're like 10 or 11 movies for Harrison Ford, and this is number 6 for Arnold.
Harrison Ford. Right, we got 3 Star Wars movies.
5 Indiana Jones.
We've had the 5 Indiana Jones movies, right?
We had The Fugitive.
And a few others.
We had
Cowboys and
Aliens. Yeah.
So, he's got the 2 large series to boost him.
Yes, he does. I mean, Arnold has a large series too, but we haven't talked about more than 2 of those movies.
That's right. But yeah, there's still actually a plethora of Arnold movies choose from.
Yes, there are. And there are more Arnold movies that we will be talking about. It's just a matter of time. But this one, let's talk about the 1994 classic True Lies, where he starred alongside Jamie Lee Curtis and the aforementioned Tom Arnold. And Bill Paxton was in this movie.
Bill Paxton, because it's a James Cameron movie. It can't be a James Cameron movie without Bill Paxton.
Oh yeah, Bill Paxton has a great role in this movie. I love his character.
He does. He's so perfect in this movie.
He is so good.
It might be his best role. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Hard to say.
It's up there. It's up there. We've got a young Eliza Dushku. We got Tia
Carrere in this, which I was thinking about. I was like, whatever happened to her?
I don't know. She was in a bunch of stuff in the 90s and then just disappeared.
Yes. It's not like she. Anyway,
she was in both Wayne's World movies. She was in this.
Right.
She was in How High. No, not How High. High School High. That's what it was. High School High.
It was High School High. John Lovitz.
Yes. She was in High School High with John Lovitz. Not How High.
I can't think of that movie without thinking of Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yes.
Whenever I see John Lovitz, it doesn't matter what it is. Rhinestone Cowboy. Anyway.
Yep.
If you've seen High School High, or you know what we're talking about. We have our favorite coffee aficionado, Grant Heslov.
Grant Heslov, yep.
Marshall Manesh, John Bruno. But then someone there's a classic actor in this movie. It was actually a veteran actor.
Yes. That
kind of disappeared in the 80s. And then in the 90s, all of a sudden, he popped up in a lot of things in the 90s.
Yes, he did.
But this is our first time covering him.
Yes, it is. And it's a very interesting connection that he is the one playing this role in this movie.
Yes.
And we'll get to that when we start discussing the movie.
But that's Charlton Heston.
Yes. Charlton Heston.
Which is almost weird because the beginning of this movie, he's got like this, not a huge role, but he's got a significant role in the early parts of this movie.
Yeah.
And then for whatever, like towards the last act of this movie, you would think he might show back up, but he really doesn't.
No.
Which is weird.
Yeah. He's really kind of just in it for that one reference.
Basically.
But yeah. He's great. He's great in it.
Oh, it's perfect role for him. He nails it.
And he's got an eye patch.
He's got it. Yes.
I mean,
like I said, it's a perfect role for him.
He's kind of got a real Nick Fury vibe.
Yeah, I get that. Yes. I like it. I see that. Hmm.
But
He does, and it's yeah, like I said, it's a great role, good vibe, and the whole look of him and his acting with it fits the aesthetic of the
mm-hmm.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't guessed what that movie is yet,
We're talking about True Lies.
True Lies. James Cameron,
James
which
Cameron
is
really
kind of
was the
like
perfect director for this movie.
perfect director for this movie, and it hits at that weird time, right? This is the 1994,
Mm-hmm.
right? Last summer we did another 1994 action movie, Speed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's kind of an intersection where like I think a lot of people kind of getting tired of like the Die Hard on a blank,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Die Hard's influence still felt well after the whole Die Hard on a blank thing kind of faded. But True Lies is not a Die Hard on something. It's its own type of action movie because it's a James Cameron movie through and
Yeah.
through.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's one of those ones where like it's ridiculous to the extreme,
Mm-hmm.
but he kind of keeps it tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm.
But all it's but keeps it serious enough. Like there's still like stakes to the movie,
Yep.
and it's too bad because like um he's essentially made two movies after this, Titanic and
And
Avatar,
Avatar, yeah.
right? Which,
Yeah.
granted, I know there's more than one Avatar movie.
But they all
I'm just
count as
lumping
one.
them as kind
All
of
of the
one.
avatars count as one.
And both of those movies show off his skill immensely.
Mm-hmm. They do.
There is no doubt about that. But it would have been nice to see him make another movie in this kind of realm
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Because Titanic was not long after this. Titanic was 3 years after this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Avatar wait 15 years to do 13 years to do Avatar, right? And then over a decade before the next Avatar. And nothing within that in terms of another fun action movie in this sense.
Yeah. I mean, before this, we had the two Terminators, but those weren't the same feel as this. They were action movies. The first one was more of a horror type action movie.
Yes, it was. Yes.
The second was just straight up action.
Yeah.
But this one, it's more comedic than those were.
It is. Yes. And he had Aliens, which is, again, almost like straight action, some humor to it, but not to the extent that you have in this,
Mm-hmm.
right? It that kind of fit that balance between Terminator and Terminator 2, right? And then there was The Abyss, which is its own kind of category in the sci-fi, very sci-fi-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one he's decides it takes that action directing skill of his and just kind of untethers it.
It lets Arnold be 90s Arnold.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does. And Tom Arnold be 90s Tom Arnold.
Yes, Tom
and
Arnold.
Somehow,
Tom Arnold just being Tom Arnold. Not even just 90s Tom Arnold, just Tom Arnold in general.
I would not. If you would have told me that you're going to throw Tom Arnold in a movie and you're not going to be super annoyed by him,
mm-hmm.
I'd be like, no, you're lying. But you pair him with Arnold Schwarzenegger in a James Cameron movie.
That's gold right there.
It's music.
It's wonderful. They have such great chemistry with each other. And it's like, basically, it's like, let's make a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. But they're not just Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. They're twins.
They're twins.
It's that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
These two people that are complete opposites, but work so well together.
And the funny thing is, like, there could have been a temptation because of twins to cast Danny DeVito in Tom Arnold's role, but that would not have worked in the same way.
It wouldn't have. Yes, it may have worked in a different way, but it would not have worked, the way that it works in this movie. Tom Arnold is perfect for his role in this movie.
And then there's Jamie Lee Curtis, and like he would think that Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be married to Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And be completely unaware about his life, and she's just going to think he's just another boring salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he's
no,
not.
He is
because
not.
He's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because what salesmen are built like an Austrian bodybuilder?
Yes. Now, if they are selling gym equipment, maybe. But he's selling computer software.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a nerd job.
So, and she's Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Yeah.
She gets her moments of badassness in this movie. And
yes, and she has some very memorable moments in this movie.
She does.
Arnold has some very memorable moments in this movie.
A bedpost with Jamie Lee Curtis has a very memorable moment in this movie.
Yep.
A micro Uzi with Jamie Lee Curtis has a very memorable moment in this movie.
Actually, it was a Mac 10.
It was a Mac 10.
Yeah,
it was a
Mac 10,
yes.
not a micro Uzi. But yeah, we'll get to it.
That's later. Bill Paxton has a memorable moment with her in this movie.
Bill Paxton has some very memorable moments in this movie.
But yeah, it's a fun movie.
I love Bill Paxton's part in this movie. I just he is so great in this movie.
He is, yes. Like, he was like, in some ways, he was James Cameron's muse.
Yes. Yes.
Granted, I know he wasn't in Terminator 2. Right? It would. They could have found a role for him in Terminator 2. To be honest,
they could have. They really could have.
Like, he was some unknown person that was just playing this punk in the first Terminator that the T-800 killed. Right? They could have made him someone else very easily.
And it's funny. The other day, I was watching Commando, which is not a James Cameron movie.
Not a James Cameron movie.
But it is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It is an Arnold movie.
It is an Arnold movie. And toward the end of that movie, which I never really noticed this in previous viewings, but who pops up toward the end of the movie in a bit part? But Bill Paxton. He shows up. Talking to the plane at the end. Like he's the radio guy talking to the plane. He's in like 30 seconds of the movie.
There's almost always some type of connection with him somewhere with like Arnold. It feels like, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in Predator 1, but he was in Predator 2.
Yes, he was. Another movie where he had a very memorable role.
Oh, yes. Yeah, what a fine actor. We lost him too soon.
Mm-hmm.
That was shocking. He died.
Yep.
Anyhow, but this is such a fun movie. It's 90s through and through.
Yes, it is.
and I look, it's like, wish I could get an action movie like this today. Like, someone please, just make an action movie like this.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you made an action movie like this today, it wouldn't land like the same.
It wouldn't land the same
way
way.
Then we'd love it.
We'd absolutely love it.
But today's audience wouldn't.
Well, for one thing, it came back in the day where you could have a Middle Eastern terrorist that wasn't sympathetic. And,
Yes.
it just relies on certain humor. And again, like the Tom Arnold connection.
In this movie, played by Art Malik, by the way, brilliantly by Art Malik.
Oh, yeah. In some ways, like, if I was going to level a few complaints about this movie, because he is very good at it, but we really get him in the beginning and in the end. He's not much in the
He's not
middle
much in the
section
middle,
of this
yeah.
movie, right? Which the middle section of this movie is dominated by Bill Paxton.
Yes. Yes. So this movie is actually almost like two movies in one.
Yes. Yes, it is.
If done incorrectly, can be disastrous. But
yes, but this works
this
really
works
well.
really well. James Cameron pulled it off.
Deftly maneuvers. And I feel like singing Cake, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, he works the two really well.
He's going for
there you go.
He's all alone in the time of need.
All alone is time of need. He's racing, plotting his course. Anyway,
so much for not singing Cake, but
so much for not singing Cake. we haven't brought up Cake in a while.
Oh, no, we haven't.
We did it like once, and we haven't really done it since.
No, we haven't. Cake is a very underrated band nowadays.
Cake is a very underrated band nowadays. It's a shame because Jamie Lee Curtis wears a short skirt in this movie.
Yes. She doesn't wear a long jacket, though.
No, she doesn't wear a long jacket. She's not wearing any jacket. It was never there.
Oh, how many Cake references we can drop in this episode?
Anyhow, but yeah, it's been a while since I'd seen this movie, and I've actually not seen it many times, regrettably.
Yeah, it's one of those ones I feel like I've seen it more times than I have.
Yes, yep, exactly.
Like, it's such a memorable movie, and yes, I've seen it several times, but I feel like I've seen it more than I have.
And there are certain scenes that I remember vividly from like seeing the TV spots, right? And then seeing it when we're watching it again. The few other times I've seen it, of course, they come back and they stick with you because they're just classic lines or scenes with Arnold. So, and just the entire, and again, it's like not like the premise is that out there, right?
Yeah.
Some super spy is posing as a salesman, and his wife has no idea he's got this double life, right? And has to deal with the latest threats.
Yeah. While trying to keep
which is a terrorist
from his wife.
Yeah, while keeping the secret from his wife, and
his daughter.
Yes, and his daughter.
He's trying to balance being a family man with being a spy.
Right? Yeah. You get the classic 90s suburban stuff going on in it with the bored housewife and the angsty daughter, right? In some ways, like, Face Off, like at least Joan Allen's in on some of what's going on.
Yeah.
Until they take their faces
off.
That was a fun movie to do last year.
Yeah, that was a very fun movie to do. I really enjoyed doing that movie.
We need more Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Yes, we do.
Why they need to make another movie together again?
Yes, they do. So last night, I was watching The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel. No, sorry, Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Kimmel is not The Tonight Show. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And he had John Travolta on. And when John Travolta walked out onto the stage, and sat down in the chair next to Fallon. I almost opened my mouth and asked what Nicolas Cage was doing on that stage. But I was watching it with my dad, and I knew that he would not get that reference without me reminding him that the two of them starred in Face Off together. But as soon as I would have reminded him of that, then he would have laughed. But
yes,
yeah, I chose not to say it, but I thought it.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, the two of them need to just come back.
Yep.
Make one more glorious movie.
Yep.
Someone, yeah. Had to think about what that might be. Anyhow, but we're back to True Lies.
Maybe they switch faces again.
Yeah, they could. They could.
Face Off 2, give me my face back. Maybe they'll explain all of the other changes to the bodies.
Yeah, well, there's still so many unanswered questions. It's a good point.
Maybe they'll explain why Travolta's family does face waterfalls. What is the origin of the face waterfall?
Hey, yes. I see it.
Yeah, a prequel. Do a prequel.
I was going to say, they just do a prequel.
Yeah. Do a prequel. Nick Cage is Nick Cage. Travolta's Travolta. And we learn where the face waterfall came from.
We do.
And we see some of Nick Cage's adventures as Castor Troy.
Huh. All right.
So we see Nick Cage as Castor Troy more in it than we do in Face Off.
It ends with him killing the boy.
Yeah.
So the movie ends. So if you've never seen the first Face Off,
so the movie ends
with a boy getting his head blown off.
At the merry-go-round. It ends at the carousel. And then you see it and you're like, what just happened? And then it's like, oh, I got to watch Face Off now and see the aftermath of this.
You realize, oh, that's why this is called Face Off. We're gonna take each other's faces
off.
Oh yeah, no, there's no one. They don't exchange faces in this one.
No.
So they don't even. So, but do you even call the first one Face Off? Is it like a surprise prequel?
Maybe you call it Face Still On? Or Face to Face?
You work Mel Gibson in this somehow, and it's like
The Man Without a Face? The Man Without a Face to Face?
All right. We are far away from True Lies.
Yes, we are.
I'm not surprised. But anyhow, back to True Lies.
Back to True Lies.
Terrific 90s action movie.
Yes.
Arnold at his best. Cameron up at his best. What's not to like? We're going to have fun talking about
We
this.
are going to have fun talking about this, so I think we should get into it.
Yes.
Let's get into it. So, as always, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you've not seen it, you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it, or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening. But we are going to spoil every bit of 90s awesomeness in this movie.
Including horses.
Yes, horses and Harrier jets. And nuclear warheads.
Bill Paxton.
And Bill Paxton. And Corvettes.
And Corvettes.
Yep.
It does not start, though, with Bill Paxton.
It does
a
not.
Corvette, a horse, or a Harrier jet.
No, it does not. It does not start with any of that stuff.
It starts in Switzerland.
Yes, it does. It starts in Switzerland. How does it start in Switzerland, Tony?
It starts actually on this lake, and you can tell it's like this alpine lake. It's nighttime. It's, winter. You can see all the snowy mountains, right? And there's something in the water.
There's something in the water?
Oh, yes. There's something in this water. And this water it's like iced over.
Is it a giant?
There's something in this water.
Is it a giant alligator?
No, it's not a giant alligator.
Oh, that's right. They're not at Lake Placid.
Yes. Bill Paxton and Betty White would need to be in this movie for that to happen.
It is something giant.
It is something giant.
But it is not a giant alligator.
It's Chuck Norris.
No, unfortunately, it's not Chuck Norris. Because nobody rises from the water with an M60. Although somebody does kind of sloppily come out of the water.
Yes.
In a wetsuit. And that person is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because, of course, he's just hanging out in this frozen lake.
Yeah, he comes out of the water. And, he sneaks up on this outbuilding.
Yeah. It's like this massive estate mansion that's bordering this lake. Yeah.
Yeah, he sneaks up around. There's this little outbuilding by the lake, and he comes up there and he takes his wetsuit off, and he's got a tuxedo shirt underneath.
Yes,
with a bow tie and everything. He's pulling a James Bond.
Yes,
he is pulling a James Bond and Goldfinger.
He is.
He takes his wetsuit off. He's got a tux on under it. But where does he get his jacket? Because he's not wearing the jacket under his wetsuit.
Well, good question.
Because I was when he was doing that, I was trying to remember if he, like, the wetsuit was like a wetsuit on the inside, but a tuxedo jacket on the outside, and he just like flipped it inside out. But he doesn't.
Yeah. When what you discover later in this movie would definitely accept it as plausible.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Given
do that. He has a tuxedo jacket. And because you see him get out of the wetsuit, and then the next shot you see him, and he's wearing a jacket.
Yeah. Good question.
But anyway, he goes in and he walks right into the front door of this banquet that's going on, this gala.
Well, he's got before he walks in, he's in contact with some of his radio contact with people, right? You got Gibson, right, which is Tom Arnold, right, and Castillo, played by Grant Heslov, right.
Yes,
and they help they help guide him in at first because there's a couple guards and he breaks their necks, and after that he just, like you said, he walks in, so like he's part of the party.
There's something that we need to make clear here, right? So the neck breaker has always been known as Steven Seagal. Yes. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a very underrated neck breaker.
This is true. Yes.
I mean, he does it in several of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Commando, he did it in that one. On the plane.
Right. He did.
Spoiler alert for Commando. But
he's dead tired.
He's definitely, he's dead tired. Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. One of my favorite Arnold one-liners. Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. I love that one. But no, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a very underrated breaker of necks.
I would agree. Yes.
So anyway, he breaks a couple necks, and then he sneaks into, he just walks right in the front door.
Walks in. Like he's supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays it off pretty well once he gets in there. He just starts, he walks by people like, "Oh, it's so good to see you again."
Yeah, so good to see you, Senator.
It's like it's been a few years, hasn't it?
And then he just keeps on walking. He doesn't wait for them to respond. He just keeps walking, and they're like, "Who was that?" It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that typical response, like, "What was that? Okay, I guess I'm supposed to know, but okay." Then they do the business. He gets some champagne as he walks around, right? Before he finally sneaks up the stairs to an office to try to hack into a computer.
Yeah. And so he has his little spy gadgets to hack into it. It's a gigantic monitor from 1994.
I was going to say, it is 1994.
And so, he plugs in his stuff to hack into the computer. Hacks in there, no problem.
Yeah. They get the information that they need, right? And now he just needs to kind of maneuver on out, right? As best as possible. He still needs to look like he belongs, right? And as he's going out,
he leaves his stuff in there. Like, he leaves the plug-in thing in there.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't think that they're going to find that? Or does he just think that he's going to get out of there in time before they do?
That's probably his assumption. But not necessarily, right? And so on his way out, he sees this big piece of art, right?
Yes.
And there's this
big stone,
beautiful woman there, right? Standing near it. And he saw her earlier as he was walking around. He's like, that's an impressive piece, isn't it? And he's got an earpiece in. Like, he's still in communication, obviously, with his contacts outside. And they tell him a little bit about the piece.
Yeah. Tell him it's Persian.
Because he's got
no, they don't tell him that it's Persian. They tell him they tell him about her. So he sees Tia Carrere, who plays Juno.
That's right. Yes.
And so they're once she says her name, then Tom Arnold looks her up on, because
that's right.
Tom Arnold and Grant Heslov. So Gibson and Faisal are in the van outside.
Yep.
And so Gibson looks up the information on Juno.
And she's an art dealer.
And she's an art dealer that deals heavily in Persian art, in ancient Persia.
Yeah, the artifacts more than necessarily just the art. But yeah.
Yeah. So Arnold. So Harry Tasker is his character's name. He, tells her, "Yep, it's Persian, right? It's beautiful. Right, yes. It's Persian."
It's like, wow, like, yeah, you know your art.
You know your art. So
he's like, a little bit, and then, one thing leads to the next, and they start to dance. And she's impressed by his dance moves because he's Arnold, the greatest dancer in the world. Not Gregory Hines, no.
Because Arnold Schwarzenegger knows how to tango.
That's right.
And luckily, Tia Carrere does too, because it takes two to tango. So,
and they have a great tango right out there on the dance floor. Everyone's watching the two of them tango.
Though I always wondered, like, these scenes where everybody, like, they're specifically like playing a tango.
Yes.
And everybody's tangoing. Yes. How do they not run into each other? Yeah. Especially like this dance floor, everybody's crowded all around the place. No, and they're able to go and they're doing all the steps of tango and all that without bumping into anybody.
Right. Yes. It's not a huge auditorium.
No, they're not the only ones on the dance floor.
No, yeah, it's a small enough dance floor that, like, it should only be room for really two people to tango.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, when you get that many people tangoing at the same time, that's called a bacchanal.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Maybe we should write James Cameron and tell him that he got it wrong. It's a bacchanal, not a tango. So yes, James Cameron, if you're listening, we love your movies, but it was a bacchanal, not a tango.
And by the way, there was plenty of room for Jack on that.
Yes, on that door.
He didn't need to freeze to death.
Spoiler alert.
If you're one of 5 people that haven't seen Titanic. So they finish their little tango. He says he has to leave. Gives her a little kiss. She's impressed. And he walks straight on out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this time, someone decides, like, actually, when he leaves, they ask for the invitation.
Yeah. Why not ask for that when he walks in?
But I've always loved this little scene because we get neglected this. We see him putting up some charges before he enters earlier, right? On some of these other outhouses.
Yes.
And so this guy comes like, "Can I see your invitation?" And he's got, it looks like a little cigarette case, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, sure." And then he holds up that cigarette case and he presses his thumb and boom.
Yep. The outhouses blow up. The outbuildings blow up. Not outhouses, because then they go, we don't want feces flying everywhere. This is the
1990s, not the 1890s.
Yeah. We don't need everyone to be covered in poop.
You ever wonder? Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. I just maybe I will. Why not?
Do it.
Just talking about explosions made me think of a graboid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what does a graboid poop look like?
That is an excellent question. That's an excellent question. I mean, like, do they poop underground or do they surface and then poop and then go back under?
It's like a whale, right? They shoot up, they poop. Anyway,
That's an excellent question.
Okay. So now, obviously, he needs to escape because all these other guards they see the explosions and they start chasing after him. And again, this is like a James Bond movie because now he is being chased through the snow.
Yep.
And he is trying to meet back up with the van.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it is similar to cliffhanger in James Bond movies, right? There's a lot of, but there's probably at least 3 or 4 scenes where James Bond is being chased in the snow.
Yeah.
Right? Very common.
Yeah.
And, trying to think, is there any particularly good deaths in this?
You missed part?
Being chased.
Nothing really memorable.
Yeah. And it's just this exciting chase, and then and he finally ends up, he crashes through some trees off this little cliff, and ends up landing right at the van on the as the van is trying to intercept him, right? And he gets in, and he's got the file on his little flash drive, and they plug it into their own computers, and they get everything they need about their target.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so the 3 of them leave Switzerland. And the next time we see, we won't see all of them, right? We see Tom and Arnold, or the Arnolds.
Yes, we see Tom Arnold and Arnold.
They're outside Harry's house, right?
Yeah.
And they're in the van, and he's like, "Okay, well, here's your wedding ring. Here's your regular passport."
No. Well, he doesn't give him his wedding ring right away. He's like, "Here's your regular passport."
And all the,
all that, he gives him all the stuff.
He gets like the snow globe.
And then Arnold gets out of the van, And he starts walking toward the house, and then Tom Arnold stops him. He's like, wait, here you go. And he hands him his wedding ring.
Yes. Right? So he just looks like he is supposed to be coming back from a business trip.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is in the morning, right? Or is it? No, it's at night. It's at night.
Yeah, it's at night.
Yeah, it's at night. Yep. And he gets in, and we discovered that Harry is married to Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Who, her name in this movie is Helen.
Yes, Helen.
Harry
Tasker.
and Helen Tasker, and we see they have one daughter,
Dana, played by Eliza Dushku.
Right, and she's she's your typical teenager, right? She is kind of rebellious and doesn't think much of her dad at this point. She's kind of annoyed that he seems to be away all the time. He's never home, never there for her.
But he gives her that snow globe.
Oh, yeah. So here, I got this for you, and she's like, thanks.
It's like, oh, thanks. This is great. Typical 90s teenager.
And she just tosses in the trash can after he leaves. Like, but Dad's so lame. He's built like a bodybuilder, and
he's built like a Mack truck, but he's lame.
I think you saw him in that movie Kindergarten Cop once.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, and he was in that other movie where he played the father of my best friend, Alyssa Milano.
Then I remember that time that he taunted an alien.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then he hung out with that weird kid, Edward Furlong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
I wish Edward Furlong had never taught him why people cry.
Oh my. So, but yeah, Helen asked about the business trip. He said, "Oh yeah, I think I made some really great contacts and connections. This should really help out our company."
What company is that? I don't know. They never say the name of his fake company.
No, they don't. And again, it's funny, this takes place, mostly, at least the first 2/3 of this movie.
At this point, let's
take place in DC.
Yeah. At this point, let's just say he works for Radio Shack.
Okay, I'll take it. Which would actually make a little bit of sense.
It's the 90s. Radio Shack was big in the 90s.
I'm still not, he's the general manager of a mall, Radio Shack. There you go. They sent to Switzerland.
He strikes me more as a corporate sales for Radio Shack rather than a mall Radio Shack
manager. True.
So he works for Radio Shack corporate.
In the morning, he wakes up, right? And we find out it's supposed to be his birthday, and he's promising he's going to be there that night for his birthday.
It's not supposed to be his birthday. It is his birthday.
But he's promising he'll be home for his birthday.
I'll be home for my birthday.
But Gibson comes up, right? And I guess there's an open door policy with him where he doesn't walk inside their house.
Yeah. I mean, Gibson, he's a longtime friend. I mean, you know that Harry and Gibson have been partners for years. And so it's become Harry's family doesn't know what he does. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense that Gibson would be Harry's best friend, right? Yeah. Or at least their cover would be best friends, whether they like each other or not.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you know,
and this was the 90s. This was the early to mid 90s where it was very common for, in TV and movies for friends to just walk right into your house.
He does say that he's been married multiple times. Maybe one night Harry got drunk, saw Roseanne over there.
Maybe.
Like, hey.
Maybe he's like, hey, Tom Arnold, why don't you go marry this piece right over here?
He's like, sure thing, buddy. I'll take that bet. Anyway, he walks in. He's got this cigarette, pack of cigarettes, and he places it on the mantle, the fireplace, and you see him position it right. And then, he meets, Harry over at the kitchen. He's like, "Hey, you got to see this! Like, here, wear these sunglasses, right?" And it's a super spy type thing. There's a camera in these sunglasses, in these cigarettes. And it's connected. The sunglasses.
So Arnold puts on the sunglasses, and he sees in the left eye, in the left lens of the sunglasses, about half of it is a little monitor for this camera that's in the cigarettes. And so he's like, "Oh, this is cool." He's watching the room.
Oh, how's this going to show up? Like, oh, what's going to happen later in this movie? Like, Dana is going to be doing something illegal in the house, and it's going to be caught. It's become this thing, right? No, that actually does not happen at all.
No. So the illegal thing that Dana does, it's not like something shocking later, like you were saying, but rather while he's looking in the living room, she walks in there and she sees Gibson's coat hanging on the chair.
And he
reaches in there and pulls the wallet out of the pocket, pulls a few bucks out of the wallet, puts the wallet back, and walks out. And Arnold's like,
"She just stole from you.
She just ripped you off."
It's like, oh man, and she's got a helmet on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see her boyfriend, is some punk guy on a dirt bike. They ride off.
Is it a dirt bike or a moped?
Nah, I don't know.
I think it's a dirt bike. But anyway, he's on a dirt bike.
And then Gibson's response is like, "Hey, he's probably fucking her." He's like, whoa.
He's like, whoa, dude, you're taking this a little too far here. Arnold's like, shut up.
He's like, hey, at least I haven't seen Roseanne's bar.
Oh.
Oh God. So they go about their day, and they always drive in together. That's how good friends they are. They drive to their Radio Shack job together.
They carpool. Before carpooling was cool.
Hey, they're just being ahead of the times and being green.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Not
and they get to
ahead
work.
of the times as Tom Green.
No. Yes, not as ahead of the times as Tom Green. But they get to work, and it's not a Radio Shack. It's a big office building.
Yeah.
And they walk in, and they go down to the basement of basements.
Yes.
It's like a level that is not on the blueprints.
Yes.
And they walk in, and they walk across the seal on the floor that says Omega Sector.
I love it. It's just called the Omega Sector.
And they walk up to this table where their boss is sitting.
Their boss is an eye patch.
Their boss has a patch on his eye. And he is played by Charlton Heston. He plays Spencer Trilby. Spencer Trilby.
Trilby, yes.
And what's perfect about this is that it's Omega Sector and it's led by Charlton Heston.
Yes.
Omega Man himself. Charlton Heston.
Yep. 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 And he's about as Charlton Heston.
Yeah. So sorry. The seal says Omega Sector on the across the top, and then the bottom it says the last line of defense.
That's right. Yes. Yes. That's how secret they are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Charlton Heston with an eye patch, awesome.
And he is a boss that's hard to please.
He is chewing up the scenery in a way that only Charlton Heston can.
Charlton Heston, yeah, yeah, yep. He is not happy with what happened in Switzerland.
Nope.
He believes they have nothing to go on, and he's the man. They get stuff for him soon, or they're going to be Soylent Green.
Yes. Yes. Because Soylent Green is people. It's people.
Spoiler alert for Soylent Green.
Maybe we should do Soylent Green sometime. That was actually a decent movie.
Which, if you don't know that line, that movie might be old enough now that might actually not be a spoiler. That might actually be a spoiler.
True.
I mean, that movie was, that was like 1971, 72, something in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And so they realize they have to, they're going to try to find out more about this art dealer because she's got an office in Washington, which is where their office is based also.
Yes. Yes. Because there are so many skyscrapers in Washington.
Yes.
In Washington, D.C.
It's so funny. There's several scenes that definitely...
Their office has to be like outside of the city limits of Washington,
D.C. Must be like Tyson's.
Yeah.
Or Arlington. It could be Arlington.
Yeah, it could be Arlington.
Maybe Rockville or Silver Spring, right? At this point, would not have been Reston. Reston had some tall buildings at this point, but not really many. Would not have made sense to be like Reston.
Yeah.
Could have been Tyson's. Like Tyson's, Arlington, Rockville. Anyway, not inside DC itself, but definitely outing ourselves as people that grew up outside Washington
for years in the DC area. Yeah.
There are scenes in this movie that definitely take place in Washington. Like you could tell they did some filming in Washington.
Oh yes.
And one of the things I kind of liked about it because like it brings in sites in there that you don't always think about within movies that take place in Washington, where it kind of hits the general classic landmarks, the monument, the Capitol building, maybe the Potomac River, shots of the White House, right? The mall, maybe a museum, one of the museums, right?
Yeah. But there are no buildings that can be in DC proper that can be taller than the Capitol building.
Right. Washington's famous for its lack of skyscrapers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very more like old European cities, like Rome doesn't have a lot of skyscrapers, right? You don't think of it in that sense. Anyway.
And that's only because the Capitol building's on top of a hill. That's how they could get away with the Washington Monument being so tall.
Capitol Hill
with the Capitol building on top. And so it's just a few feet taller than the Washington Monument, which is a big
pencil
obelisk. Yes. Obelisk reaching up to the heavens. That may look like something else, but we're going to say obelisk.
What's a funnier word? Obelisk or penis?
There you go. See, I wasn't going to go there, but you did. And so awesome. I'm proud of you.
They go to Juno's house, not house, her art collection.
Yes, her art gallery collection stuff, or it's basically it's her warehouse where she
Like,
keeps
yes,
her.
it's more like in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Because she's more of a dealer. She buys and procures,
Mm-hmm.
and then or she
doesn't so
collects
much
and
display it, but
yes.
it's her warehouse where she stores everything.
And she's really supposed to like.
Yeah.
Then she's like a middle person that's going to then sell this to high end collectors. And so, Harry is, he is kind of actually taking his kind of, business persona. It's like, oh yeah, well, my company wants a nice piece for our new corporate headquarters we're building. Right. And so they talk about a few of the pieces. We see that again, she's got all these artifacts. We got like masons and other workers that are kind of chopping away at different things, cleaning things up.
And they walk by this
all,
one group.
A lot of it's ancient stuff.
They walk by this one group of guys.
You see this one guy, right? When Arnold walks by, he realizes this guy looks different.
This guy looks a lot like Art Malik.
And he has a look as Arnold walks by him, or as Harry walks by him.
Yeah.
So after Harry leaves, he comes up to Juno.
Well, Juno goes into her office. After Arnold leaves, Juno goes into her office. And then this guy walks into her office. And it turns out he is Salim Abu Aziz. Is his name. Played by Art Malik.
And he is the leader of a terrorist cell called the Crimson Jihad.
The Crimson Jihad. And yeah, it turns out that he is the one calling the shots, not Tia Carrere, not Juno.
And he is getting ready for a new operation on that U.S. soil. They don't know what it is, right? But he is not too happy that Juno was speaking with Commando, with Kindergarten Cop himself, with the Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Right? So he slaps her, right?
How dare you talk to Junior?
It's like, I'm going to need to fix this myself. Right? And so, right, he gets a tail on the Harry. Right? And, and again, Harry, he calls home. He talks to Helen. She and Dana are starting to bake a cake together for Harry's birthday.
Everything ready for Harry's birthday.
Right?
And so Harry is fully intending to get home in time to celebrate his birthday with his family.
He's like, I'll definitely be there for my birthday this time. Yeah. You get this sense that he's missed his birthday before.
Several times before.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're head of corporate sales. You think they could give the head of corporate sales of Radio Shack
a
night off for his birthday?
Give him his birthday off or something. But obviously he wasn't very good because Radio Shack is non-existent now. But
I loved Radio Shack.
Yeah, Radio Shack was great. You could get anything at Radio Shack.
You could.
Like whatever electronic anything that you needed, you could find it at Radio Shack.
Yes.
It was
just
great.
Good.
I loved Radio Shack.
Anyhow, we're nerds.
Slow bit.
So, but they who are they staking out? They end up staking out him and Gibb staking out.
He and Gibson are staking out.
They end up doing a little stakeouts in Georgetown.
Yeah, they're in Georgetown in the van. Are they staking out Aziz?
No, because he ends up coming behind them, and then they're not expecting that, and they see him, and like, oh, who's this person that's like actually tailed us?
That's right. I think they're tracking Juno again. Isn't that it?
It could be.
Either way, they're on a stakeout. And Aziz comes up behind them and catches their attention.
Yep. And he's with two other guys. Right? And so, the Gibson and Harry, they're talking to each other, and then decides, he sees them leave the van. Like, Harry's going to be the one that's going to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, Gibson, he's going to stay back in the van and keep an eye.
Because, I mean, if you look at Harry and Gibson, the more likely one to follow and do all the action stuff is the one built like an action hero. And the one that's more likely to stay in the van is Tom Arnold. No offense to Tom Arnold. But, yeah.
And what I like about this, so there's two guys played by Max Daniels and Ofer Samara, right? And Ofer Samara, his name is Yusuf in this movie. But they just call Max Daniels bathroom terrorist.
Yes.
So they go in and they go into the some people might be kind of more familiar when there was really more like a little bit of a mall in Georgetown, in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he follows him in, he ends up going into the bathroom. Right? And he's pissing at the urinal. And actually behind him, there is this Jewish guy taking a dump.
Yeah. So Arnold walks into the bathroom and he places that cigarette. He has that pack of cigarettes, and he places it, he's wearing the sunglasses. He places the cigarette pack.
How some mirrors in bathrooms have like a little ledge so you can like put up a wall or something. You can put it up there, and then you can wash your hands. It doesn't get wet.
Yeah.
Dirty,
so he puts the cigarettes up there, the fake cigarette pack up there, and he goes and he goes to the urinal, and he's pretending to pee in the urinal. And meanwhile, he's wearing the sunglasses, so he's watching the footage coming from that cigarette pack. And so Bathroom Terrorist and Yusuf come in. And they know that he's who they're there for.
That's right. Yes.
So
rather obvious.
Yeah. So they try to attack him, but he knows that they're coming because he can see them in his glasses. And so there gets to be this big fight in the bathroom with this other guy that's in the stall.
He's got his magazine. He's got his hands around his ankles.
Just trying to poop.
Hey, he does get the poop scared out of him.
He does, but he's trying to poop in peace.
This guy, this guy, I get the impression he understands, like, this is secluded bathroom in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he goes to poop in peace.
He's the only one in there.
It's a busy mall. He's the only one there. He knows that this is the primo location.
Yeah.
The poop.
Yeah. But not today. Today, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger taking on two terrorists in the bathroom right outside his stall.
Yeah. And they just, there's gunshots going off, and, he's just trying to maneuver himself around and not get shot. Arnold rips off the hair dryer.
Yep.
Just starts bashing one of them
in with it. And yeah, meanwhile, the door to this guy's stall has been knocked open at least 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
So they know he's there. And he's just sitting there trying to poop.
Arnold, he slams one of their heads in the urinal, right?
And so Arnold eventually, he takes them both out, and then before he leaves the bathroom, he opens up that stall door again. He said, "I'm sorry about this."
What he is about it.
He apologizes to the guy for disrupting his poop. It was very polite of him.
What happens after this? Like, what's he told mall security?
Meanwhile,
like,
there is a urinal that is torn out of the wall. There's water all over the floor.
There's 2 dead dudes.
There's a hand dryer that's torn out of the wall. And this guy's just sitting there on the toilet. Just like, what just happened?
Hey, he's luckier than the dude that went to get the Pepsi.
Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. At least he survived. He's probably never going to poop again, but he survived.
He's like, he's just going to lament. It's like, I survived, but I lost my sacred pooping spot.
Now, every time I sit down on the toilet, I have flashbacks.
His therapist it's like, why can't you poop anymore? Let me tell you.
I was at the mall.
You ever know? Have you ever discovered one of those public bathrooms that's so secret it's always clean because no one uses it, and so you just go there and you
found
do your
one
business?
Of those, and it was great for like 3 years, and then one day, some spy was fighting a couple of terrorists in there, and just tore up the bathroom while I was pooping. And the therapist is like, I understand. I get it.
And then he looks at him
I'm
like,
sorry, I can't help you.
I gotta tell you though, it's not your fault. So, meanwhile, while this is going on, Gibbs still out there, right? And he sees a bus, public transit bus, pull up behind him and blocks him from
Aziz.
Aziz. And the bus leaves. He sees Aziz is still not there. So Aziz is now going to try to come in and catch Harry by surprise. Right? So he's running through the mall. He's got his gun out, right? And Aziz is going to get ready. And, but obviously if Harry's going to die, it's not going to be this early in the movie.
No. I mean, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like top billing for this movie. So,
yes.
I mean, this isn't another
the movie
movie
poster
that we're going to be talking about at some point in time that I'm not going to go into right now. So,
posters Arnold's head with a gun.
Yeah.
He's not going to die that early.
Yeah.
So he's able to escape from the situation inside, and he gets out, and he gets to this park, right? And he decides he's going to commandeer a horse from a cop.
Yeah. Because he's part of Omega Sector.
That's right.
A division of the CIA that this cop has never heard of.
And by this time, Aziz has commandeered a motorcycle. So he's going to chase him on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we see they're going everywhere throughout D.C.
Mm-hmm.
They end up at a mall, at a hotel, in a Marriott.
Yeah, they end up in a Marriott.
And they love how he have a motorcycle and a horse and just drive straight into the front entrance of a hotel.
Just go right into the Marriott. And there's this glass elevator.
Yeah, it's one of those ones like there's a big atrium in the middle, right? With the glass, elevators that, look out into the atrium and then go up to the floor levels, right?
So there's two glass elevators in the middle of this atrium. This does not look like any hotel I've ever stayed at.
No.
I mean, yes, it's a Marriott. It's a nice hotel, but this looks different than any Marriott I've ever been in. But anyway, so yeah, there are 2 glass elevators in this Marriott. And so Aziz rides his motorcycle into one of them and starts going up. And so Arnold rides his horse into the other one, but there's an older couple in there. And so they sort of get pushed to the side because there's a horse walking into this elevator.
Pardon me.
And he's like,
any Grey Poupon?
But Arnold's like, can you please hit the top floor, please?
Again, he's so polite to all these people he meets. It's just, guys.
And he's apologizing. He's apologizing for the horse getting in the way of these two, this nice older couple.
Yes, he realizes they had an early dinner and just want to go up to the floor of the room. The room to have an early night.
Yeah.
So he's polite.
He's polite. And either they need to get off on the top floor too, or they were trying to be polite also and allowing him to get off first because he's on a horse. But they hit the top floor and don't hit any other floors before that.
Nope. I think they're just being polite. They're old.
Oh.
And again, Arnold walks into my elevator on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Or rides into my elevator
and
on a horse.
asks politely to hit the top floor.
Hit the top floor. I'll ride that elevator all the way with him. And so, anyway, both elevators are going up. Aziz is going up.
He started
sooner. He's a little bit higher
before, so he's a little higher.
But it's not so high up they can't make eye contact.
Yeah,
so
and so they look over.
He's
and they
on
make
the
eye
motorcycle on the one, Arnold's in the other on a horse, and they're just staring at each other.
Neither of them can do anything because they're stuck on elevators.
Meanwhile, the horse farts. No, the horse just actually wags its tail and hits the lady in the face.
Yeah.
But
so it turns out that the top floor that this elevator goes to is the roof.
Yes.
It's not the top floor of the hotel. It's the roof of the hotel.
It is literally the roof. Yes. I've never seen an elevator actually go through the ceiling of the top floor.
Yeah.
And then just on the roof.
I've never seen that either.
Cargo elevators go up to the roof.
Yeah, but not a passenger elevator. But yeah, this elevator just goes all the way up to the roof. Aziz, pulls his bike out of the elevator. And then
Arnold rides his horse out of the elevator.
But since Aziz got up there first, he sees the edge of the roof, and there's this glass fence, like this glass railing.
Yeah.
On there to keep people from falling off the roof when they take the elevator all the way up.
Because, hey, you might be there with your 3 best friends.
Maybe. Giving a speech about being a one-man wolf pack. And then you roofie your buddies.
Yeah, because you go to this guy named Doug outside.
I'll be your Doug.
But yeah, so he sees that across the way, there's another building there with it's not about the same height, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter, but there's a pool on the roof.
But not so short, short enough, not.
It's short enough that you can jump a motorcycle from one roof to the other.
Yes.
Spoiler
I feel
alert.
confident that when you land on the roof, that you will be fine, right?
So
it's not like you do a 10-story drop from one to the other, right?
So he rides his bike. He spins the tires and then lets it rip, and he goes. And he breaks through this glass railing, which should have slowed him down enough to just plummet to his death. But it's a movie.
Yeah. I mean,
So
there's Newton's laws of physics that would have just like, oh, boom, woo.
but he breaks through this glass railing and he soars across the road. Which this is a big road. Like this is 2 or 3 lanes in either direction.
I mean, again, this almost kind of feels like some of those large Washington D.C. avenues, right? Like there are certain streets in D.C. I even know D.C. like they're wide.
He soars across this road, and he lands in the swimming pool on top of this other building.
Yep, and he gets out like it's nothing, and all the people are like, "Oh, that's happened before."
There's a motorcycle in the pool now. Sweet. So, yeah, he gets out and he runs, and Arnold decides that he is going to try to run this horse and jump it across the road.
Right. And he's thinking hard about it. He knows he has to do it. Before he does it, Lawrence Fishburne walks out. It's like, free your minds. And Lawrence Fishburne, he starts running and he jumps across it. Thing.
Which reminds me, we need to do Matrix soon.
We do need to do the Matrix soon. However, that was a movie that was a blockbuster that was released in March.
So we can't do it during this Summer Blockbuster Series, but we can do it after the Summer Blockbuster Series sometime. We will definitely be doing the Matrix at some point in time. We don't know when yet, but we will be doing it. So if you're wondering about that, there's your answer.
Because, I mean, we just covered 2 movies with Lawrence Fishburne. And Keanu Reeves. Not starring Carrie-Anne Moss and Joey Pants, though.
No. We got to have another Joey Pants movie. The last one was Fugitive.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So he gets up and he starts riding that horse, and the horse, he gets in, she's like, no.
Yeah, that horse gets right up to the edge and then just slides to a halt. And it stops suddenly enough for Arnold to fly off of the horse and over the edge of the building. But he's still holding on the reins.
Good grip on the reins.
Thankfully, he's got a good grip on the reins. And this horse is strong. He did not pull the horse over. So the horse is standing there and he's dangling from the reins over the side of this building. And so he, politely asks
to the horse.
He talks politely to the horse to back up. And so the horse starts walking backwards and pulls him up. Because Arnold is polite in this movie. To most of the people in this movie. He's not super polite to Bill Paxton, but we're getting to that.
I wonder why. So he goes back to the Mega Man himself because they got to do the whole report, and they understand now who the bad guy really is. But Mega Man is still like not happy with them.
No.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't either. If I was a Mega Man, I wouldn't be happy with him either.
So they know the target, but they have to go home, head between the tails, because they messed it up. They had him.
Yep. So Harry gets home. Well, Gibson drops Harry off at home.
Yes,
because Gibson's the driver. Harry doesn't seem to have his own vehicle, which is why he has to commandeer horses and ride with Gibson.
Very good. Head of corporate sales for Radio Shack, and he's doesn't have his own car. No company car.
Nope. So he gets home, and he's upset because he missed his birthday celebration with his family. He walks in.
Dana's already in bed.
Dana's in bed. Helen's like asleep at the dining room table. And yeah. And we didn't mention, like, Helen, she is your typical working mom, right?
Yeah.
Typical working wife. She's played by Jamie Lee Curtis, but she's not dressed how Jamie Lee Curtis is normally dressed. You know, she's got big old glasses on and, you know, mom hair.
Yeah, right.
You know. And so Arnold comes in and, you know, he wakes her up and greets her and apologizes for missing his birthday.
I won't miss my birthday again.
And, you know, she forgives him and they call it a night.
Yep. So we move the next day and they're both off to work. And she just works a typical kind of like office desk job.
She works in a cubicle.
Right.
And yeah, she doesn't work for Radio Shack.
No. But, you know, Harry and Gibson, they're out and about. It's around lunchtime. And Harry decides, you know, I need to go see Helen.
I need to make up for
I need to make
night.
this right because I'm a polite dude.
Yes.
I'm a gentleman and a scholar.
A gentleman and scholar. Gotta make up for this. Gotta make up for last night and for missing my birthday. So he's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take Helen out to lunch.
Yep. Like, all right, fine. Right. And so for whatever reason, like Gibson, like he decides to just hang outside for a while.
Yeah. I mean, he's used to being the guy in the van. So
yes, that's true. Because I mean, he's Tom Arnold. He's probably not the most adept in dangerous situations. Like, I'm sure he could fire a gun just fine. But things got really hairy.
But we see later how he is in deadly situations. In serious situations. So it's probably a good thing that he's in the van. But anyway, so
he goes in, and he's going to be very secretive about it.
He's
a spy. Even though he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, he can sneak around this office building with cubicles.
Yeah. So he's walking in there, and before he gets to Helen's cubicle, then
she gets a phone call.
Her buddy, her friend across the cubicle across from her says, "Hey, your special man, your mystery man is on line 1." It's like, ooh,
and she gets excited right away, right?
And
he hears it's like, "Oh, mystery man, what?"
This.
So he ducks into the cubicle next to hers.
Yeah. So and he's just listening, and so she picks up the phone, and it's Simon. It's this mysterious man named Simon. And he's talking.
You want to meet now? I can't meet now. Right? And, you know, and then her friend or coworker across is like, she's getting excited as she's listening to the conversation. And, you know, Harry is all like confused about the entire thing, right? So, okay, well, I guess I can meet, right? And, you know, say, all right. And she tells her friend, like, oh, no, I'll be back in like an hour, right? And, you know, and she's like, you know, and Harry just kind of.
Her friend's like, sure you will. I know what you're going to do.
I don't know, she's like, get something for myself, too. Right? And, you know, Harry is still just hiding in the cubicle, right? You know, he's kind of ducking as best as he can, right? And she leaves, and then
he goes back out to the van.
He is now depressed. He's just walking slowly, head down,
back out, gets in the car.
He almost gets hit by a bus.
And he sits down in the car next to Tom Arnold, and he tells Gibson that Helen's cheating on him. And Gibson is like, "Hey, welcome to the club."
It's great that Tom Arnold is great for this part of this movie. He's like, "Welcome to the club,"
because Tom Arnold is like his fourth wife or something like that.
Something like that.
He's been divorced like 3 times, and and of course, you know, Harry isn't taking it. You know, he isn't having any of it.
And he's blaming himself for missing a birthday and all these things, right? And so he's going to devise a plan now. He's got to figure out what's going on with his wife. Like, who is this mystery man? This Simon.
We find out who this mystery man, this Simon, is shortly,
right? Yep, not yet, because they end up having another date, right? It's not this date that he observes, right?
Well, no, it's not the date that he observes, but we do see her with him on this.
Do we see her on this date?
We see her with him because this is when he gives her the briefcase. So she goes into this little restaurant, and he's sitting. This little restaurant's
supposed to be in Chinatown in DC, which is it's I particularly I thought it was interesting watching this scene because it does. You can tell they did the exteriors in Chinatown because they had the famous.
Yep.
I mean, at least if you're from the DC area, you know DC, you know the Chinatown Arch.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Which now you have the back then would not have been there. You have the Verizon Center, which is where the Caps and the Wizards play, and they have the concerts and all that. It wasn't there back in 1994. It was built a few years later. It's not there now. And I mean, it's always been kind of a joke around DC, like this Chinatown and DC is like basically half a block, and without any legitimate Chinese restaurants, really. But they go to one here.
Yeah. So she goes up and she sees Simon sitting at a table, and it's Bill Paxton.
It's like, I saw you in Aliens. I thought you died.
And he's acting all like jumpy.
Oh yes.
He's
like,
I'm glad you came and met me here. We gotta be real quick. I gotta be careful because they're after me. He's like, I need you to take this briefcase. I need you to hang on to it for me because they're after it. They need what's in it.
Aren't they listening to this conversation? Like for some reason I thought this was the second time that they had a date. And they put in the listening device instead of listening to this.
Was it? Because then she ends up taking the briefcase back to her cubicle.
Because then after that is when he takes Mr. Simon for a ride.
Maybe it is their second encounter.
Yes. Anyway.
Either way. Yeah.
We'll base it off that because this entire section it's based off of 2 or 3 interactions. So
yeah,
but yeah, he's acting mysterious. Like he's got this briefcase, and he's like, "Are you a spy?" He's like, "Whoa."
We don't say spy. We say operative. Are you on a mission? No, we say operation.
And it's funny. And when they're listening to the conversation, at first they're like, "Oh, wait, I wonder who he works for," and they realize pretty quickly, no, this guy is lying.
Yeah, because he starts telling her about this operation he was just on, where he rode a horse through a mall chasing a guy on a motorcycle. And Gibson and Harry are listening because Gibson and Harry, when they got back to Omega Sector, then Harry told Gibson that he wants him to run a wiretap on his wife's phone.
It's like, that's illegal. It's like, when do we ever get?
Yeah, when do we ever have a legal wiretap? It's like, when have you ever done a legal wiretap? He's like, true. Good point. So yeah, they're listening to their whole conversation from that. And
so yeah, but that's when he gives her briefcase. Like, this is too hot for me. Like, I need you to hold on to this, and we can meet again and get it back.
Yeah, and at first they, Harry and Gibson thought that he might be legit, but then he started talking about this operation that he was just on that was exactly like what Harry just did, and so they're like, "Oh wait, no, he's fake. He's trying He's trying to say, he's trying to claim,
He's trying to plant his flag in my wife's supple bosom.
Yes. Yeah. He's trying to claim responsibility for my missions, for my operations, for my work. And he's trying to take my wife with it. I can't let that stand. So the dude does not abide.
The dude does not abide. So Helen leaves, right? She goes back. She keeps the briefcase in the cubicle.
And then she's curious.
Let's just say that she's curious. She looks at it. She realizes there's all these passports. There's cash. There's a handgun. And she just quickly closes it.
Close it up again.
Meanwhile, right, we see Simon. He gets into this flashy, like, classic Corvette. Not flashy, but, and they follow him, and he pulls into this used car dealership. Right, and he realizes it's actually not even his car. It's a dealership's car.
It's a 60s Corvette.
It's a car that's on the lot.
Yeah, he pulls it into its parking spot, and he takes the sign that has the price on it out and puts it on the windshield. And then he gets out of the car. Right, and and Harry and Gibson, they're watching this, and Harry decides, I gotta talk with this guy. Yeah, so they see that he's just a used car salesman.
Yep. And so he comes up and he looks at him and is like, hey, you're the first customer of the day. I don't want any trouble. First customer of the day always gives you trouble.
No, that's only if the first customer of the day is a woman.
With $40,000 in cash?
With $40,000 in cash in her purse.
That's true.
Because every woman has $40,000 in cash in their purse. So...
You go back and listen to our Psycho episode from a few weeks ago. So, anyway, they just, and he's just looking at that Corvette. It's like, oh yeah, that's the perfect car for you, man. Ladies like this one, right? And so they're out for the test drive, and he's just talking like, yeah, it's all about that. He's like, he's being blunt, like it's just all about the sex, right?
Mm-hmm. And then he starts going on, and Arnold's like, "Oh, so what? You get, do you get a lot of ladies?" He's like, "Well, let me tell you, here's what I do. I always got a couple of them on the line." Right? And he's like, "Oh, so you have one right now?" He's like, "Yeah, I got this real sweet girl on the line. She's upset with her husband right now. He's not never there.
He's not giving her excitement.
And I give her just what she needs." And he's like,
just give her.
He's like, so have you
sealed the deal?
Have you sealed the deal? Have you had sex with her yet? He's like, "Oh, not yet, but I'm getting close."
She's gonna beg for it. And now he just slowly decides that. To start really upping how fast he's going.
Well, they started out. Bill Paxton was driving, and that's when he was doing all this talking, and then they stop and got some food.
That's right, they get food.
They stop and get some food, and then Arnold drives back. At this point, Arnold he just decides he's going to floor it, so he's racing through the city.
Yep.
Right, and Bill Paxton, Simon, he's starting to freak out in the passenger seat because Arnold's going kind of fast. And so Arnold gets up there and he swerves into the lot, and he goes and he just does a 180.
Perfect 180.
Perfect 180.
Going that, like,
Blues Brothers style.
Yes.
And he just lands right into that space and just perfectly, and Simon's like, "Oh, it looks like you were made for this car."
It's like I need a day to think it over.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot sell it per day.
Well,
no. Like, yeah.
Arnold said, yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, can we go and do the paperwork?" He's like, "Yeah, give me a day to think about it." He's like, I can do that.
So he leaves. They leave. Right? And now we get another scene though, like Simon, he knows he still needs to get that deal done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's only got potentially one more night with this car.
So he calls her. They're like, we need to meet under the Key Bridge. Right? And so they meet. And he's like, hey, okay. This is
That's right. That's right. So they live in Baltimore.
That's right. Yes.
They live in Baltimore. He works in D.C.
So it's like, okay, but we it's like, yeah. So they meet on the bridge, and they're like, it's like, it's not safe. Like they're on to me. Like we gotta go.
We gotta go to the safe house.
We gotta go to the safe house. Like right, they have my location. They know yours, right? They know. Well, I guess he doesn't say like yours, but like, and our normal spot, my normal spot. No, that they got that. Like we gotta go really way out there to the safe house.
So
and go on.
They get in the car and they're driving, and while they're just shortly after they pull out, he's like, "Well, you should probably get down so they can't see you."
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And she's like, "Okay." So she's like,
sitting in the passenger seat.
She's like, "Oh no, just put your head in my lap." And they drive right past Gibson, and Gibson is talking to Harry, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, she's got her head in his lap."
Nope.
And so they're driving around, and they pull up to a trailer.
Yeah. It's like this trailer, and like it seems like this really kind of small, disorganized trailer park.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, no, this is the best safe house right here.
This is the safe house.
They can't. They won't be
able to find us here, and so they go in, and they're sitting on the couch, and he's trying to work his moves. I need you to go to Europe with me.
Yeah. Like, what? I can't go to Europe right now.
No, at first he's like, "I need you to be my wife."
Oh, that's right.
She's like, "What?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I've got an op in Europe, and I need somebody to pretend to be my wife, and I want it to be you."
It's like, I don't know if I go to Europe right now. What are you talking about? Like, no, like, can you really do this? It's like, but the thing is, if you're gonna do this, like, we need to really look like we're husband and wife. Mm-hmm. So. No, like we gotta make sure, like if we start touching each other, like you're comfortable doing this because we don't want to blow the cover. And so he starts kind of putting his hand up her skirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, wait, no. It's like, and she gets uncomfortable real quick. It's like, yeah, it's like no man's touched me like that. Since I married my wife, since I married my husband.
Yeah, so she starts to sort of get aggressive with him to try to get him off of her. Yeah. And then the whole side of this trailer gets ripped off. And this spotlight shines in there. And these government agents in all black ski masks, everything, come in. They grab both of them.
Yeah.
Well, when they come in, he got knocked down, so he's like her legs are spread, and he's like on
like
top
on
of
this
her,
couch, and he's like on top of her,
and her legs are spread around him,
and it looks as
if there is something happening, except that he has his pants on, and
she's got her panties on.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you see Arnold walk in with the ski mask on and all that, so you can't see his face, and you just see his eyes get huge. And so they grab the two of them. Arnold, and Gibson also is all masked up. They get him out of there. And before they can get them to the cars, Helen kicks Gibson in the balls.
We have not had enough nut shots over the last month.
Nope. So.
Anyway, so we cut, to like this interrogation room. And Helen's there by herself on this chair. This is a large interrogation room.
Yeah. This is a large interrogation room. It's just her.
There's no table. It's
alone in this room, and there's a two-way mirror. Or one-way mirror, whatever they're called, where you can see through one side, but the other side's a mirror.
And on the other side is Gibson and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a voice modifier.
Yeah, they have a voice changer on their microphone. And so they're asking her all these questions. And she's just getting fed up.
Yeah.
Because she's answering the questions, and then the questions get more personal.
Very personal.
And she just starts getting upset. Like, why can't I go home? When are you going to stop asking me these questions? I've answered everything. Just let me go. And Arnold is the one asking these questions. Or no, Gibson is the one asking the questions.
Yep. But then Harry will take over eventually.
Yeah. Then Harry takes over after she really starts getting upset. Harry takes over. Is this before or after she tried to break through the glass?
This is. I think he really takes over after she.
Yeah. So she
takes the stool she's sitting on.
Yeah. So she gets upset. She starts smashing the glass, and she breaks. She starts cracking it all up, and then that's when Harry takes over, and he's like, "We just have one more question, then you can go home."
Do you love your husband?
And she's like, "Of course I love my husband. I've always loved my husband, and I will always love my husband.
I just needed some excitement." And then all right, well, you can go home. We'll be this one thing for us.
We just have this one thing. So here's your choices. You can either do this one thing for us and be free. After that, you'll never be bothered again. Or you can go to jail. And she's like, what's your choice? I don't really have much of a choice there. What do you want me to do? Okay, you go home.
We don't learn that yet.
You'll get a call.
That's right.
From a man whose code name is Boris. And your code name will be, and she's like, Natasha. And they're like, no, Doris. Boris and Doris.
Boris and Doris.
So just go home, wait for the call, and then you'll get your instructions.
So now is the time to have some fun with Simon.
Mm-hmm. So then they go and they take Simon.
They take him this white van, and
dam.
they go off the middle of nowhere to this dam.
And they're at the top of this dam, and he's blindfolded. They take him out there, and they take the blindfold off of him, and then Arnold is there dangling him over the edge of this dam. And, he's pleading for his life.
He's pleading.
And then Gibson and Harry take off their masks, and he sees Harry.
He's like, oh, he's a different guy.
Oh, you. Are you still interested in that car? So they scare the crap out of this guy. Well, they literally scare the piss out of him.
Yeah, he pisses his pants.
And they tell him that, if they ever cross paths again, then he's not going to be so lucky. And so they let him go.
Yep. And as they let him go, Harry looks back, raises his gun, and shoots at his feet just to scare him just a tiny bit more. And they go off, right? And so there's one night at dinner, Dana, Harry, and Helen. Helen gets a call.
Phone rings. And she's like, hello? It's like, Doris. Yes? We need you to go dress nice.
You go to this hotel.
Put on a nice dress. Go to the hotel.
You're gonna ask for this guy. They're gonna give her they're gonna give him the room number, his room number.
And meanwhile, this is Gibson that's on the phone with her, but he has a voice changer.
And they're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you're supposed to be you're supposed to like a certain dancer, but she's not in this week, so you're gonna substitute for her.
A hooker. It's a prostitute.
Yes,
but his regular girl is sick this week, so you're covering for her.
She's got chlamydia.
It's syphilis, but
but you gotta make sure that you're gonna put this little, he's a suspected arms dealer, so you gotta make sure you put this little device.
So we have this little bug that you need
on
to
the
plant
bedside table.
On the bedside table, if you can
next
do that,
to the kangaroo.
Yes, next to the kangaroo. If you can plant the bug, then your debt will be paid. We will let you go. You're good to go. But if you don't plant it, you're going to go to prison.
So she hangs up the phone. She's like, I gotta go out.
And meanwhile, while Gibson is talking to her, there's this Hispanic guy, this Latino guy who is recording different things into a tape recorder.
In French.
Yeah. Which is weird. Which is, yeah.
Like, they're both Romance languages, but, like, if we're going to get someone else to do it, I would get, like, an Italian guy to do the French.
Yeah.
And they're Omega. They should have someone that can speak French. Like, well, anyway.
I guess he is French, because it's Jean-Claude Parachini who is playing Jean-Claude.
Okay.
So I guess it's a French guy.
French name.
He's a French guy, but he looks very Hispanic in this movie.
Maybe he's in that region between like France and Spain.
Maybe. But anyway,
in the Pyrenees. Anyway, so she says, well, she's got to leave, and Harry's like, oh, why? Where are you going? It's like, I'm going to go out.
I mean, they only show him for like 30 seconds in the movie.
They do,
and it's kind of like not really direct, kind of a different
I'm also
angles.
impressed that Harry is going to beat Helen to the hotel, because it would look very strange for him to leave before she leaves the house.
Yeah. But he's probably got like super spy stuff in his car that
exactly,
like a red button that he pushes and rocket boosters pop out and he flies through the tunnel.
So she gets to the hotel. She asks this guy. They tell her what floor. She calls. It's like, I'm here, and like, the other girl's sick and so forth. Like the entire deal.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes in, and it's this massive suite.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a black dress. She's got red lipstick.
Well, first off, she walks up in the hallway outside of this suite, and her black dress has frills around the collar and around the bottom of it. And she goes, and her hair's kind of done up a little bit, but it's still wife hair, right?
She does not look like a hooker.
Like suburban wife hair. And so she sees herself in the mirror, and she's like, "Oh, this is not what this dude's gonna want." So she rips the frills off of her dress, and then she sees a flower pot, and she sees a vase, and she pours some of the water from the vase into her hands, and she swipes her hair back.
And they gave the stipulation that this guy only likes to look.
Yeah, he likes to watch. He doesn't get physical. He likes to watch. So she goes into the room.
Again, like it's a massive suite. She goes into like the living room area, and then on the other side is like the bedroom area, right?
And she's in there. She's looking for someone. She doesn't see anybody, and then she hears a voice. and she looks over and she sees this guy sitting in a chair at the end of the bedroom in the shadows. And we hear Jean-Claude's voice.
So come closer, right? She walks over, and he starts talking, again, and we see that it's Harry there, and he's got a tape recorder.
Yeah, and he's playing different things that Jean-Claude had recorded before. And she tells him that the other girl was not available, so she's here in her place. And then Arnold hits the button again on the tape recorder. He's like, "Take off your dress. Do it slowly." So
she's all the way down to her bra and panties.
Her dress, and she's in her bra and panties, and then he's like, "Now dance for me."
And it's like a 4-post bed. So she just starts using the one post as like a pole. Yep. And she is getting into this.
Uh-huh. And Arnold is surprised at how good she is at this dancing.
So good that he drops the tape recorder. He picks it back up. She looks over. Is that a tape recorder in your pocket? You happen to see me?
Both. And so.
But she finishes up her dance.
And she drops the bug on the floor.
Yep.
And so she has to go. She, very sneakily, bends down and picks it up and puts it in her mouth. Because she had kept it in her bra.
That's right. Yeah, she put it in her bra.
It fell out of her bra.
That's right. Which, if you're dancing like that, it might happen.
And so she puts it in her mouth, under her tongue, or somewhere in her mouth. And then he tells her to go lay down on the bed. And she's like, "I thought you'd just like to watch." And he's like, "Lay down on the bed. And close your eyes." So she goes and lays down on the bed, closes her eyes. And then Harry gets up from the chair and he walks over and he's got a rose.
Now, I want to know how he thought this would really work out.
Me too.
Beyond what happens very soon after this.
Yeah.
I can't think he would think this would work well in his favor.
Yeah.
Even in the best of circumstances.
But so he walks
down there
up
and he gets close
with a rose, and he starts running the rose down her face, and then
down the cleavage,
and then he leans in and he kisses her, and while he's kissing her, she reaches over and grabs the phone off of the nightstand, and he as soon as he stops kissing her, she hits him over the head with his phone. And knocks him on the floor. And she gets up and she starts running away. And then she remembers she still has this. She hasn't planted the bug yet.
Yep.
So she gets that bug out of her mouth, and she goes back in and she plants it, on the nightstand.
Plants it. And she's about to leave, and she's like, "Helen!"
And she turns around and she's like, "Harry?" And then before he can explain, then Terrace busts into the door. And we have Aziz and his people.
And she's thinking that, it's not the government. It's like the cell. It's after, it's like, he doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't know anything about this.
She still thinks he works for Radio Shack. She still thinks that he is a salesman for Radio Shack. And so, she's trying to protect him. She thinks that it all has to do with the super spy stuff that she's doing.
No,
for the government.
It has to do with his super spy shit. And the next thing you know, the two of them are in the Florida Keys on this small island.
Yeah. How they got from the DC area to the Florida Keys so quickly, I don't know.
That's like a 3-hour flight.
Yeah. But they don't know that they're in the Florida Keys yet.
Not yet.
So,
But
Arnold is the one that figures out that they're in the Florida Keys.
He's a spy. He can figure these things out.
They're there because Aziz has just gotten a hold of 3 nuclear warheads,
which have been smuggled through this artwork.
This Persian artwork.
Or Persian, statue, whatever you want to call them. Artifacts.
Juno has helped them smuggle them in through the Persian artifacts.
And they had him tied up, and he's recording some videos saying what this whole plan is about how they're going to release these bombs at different places within the U.S.
And so they have Harry Tasker, who works for the U.S. government, so that he can confirm that what they're saying is true.
And because, they ask him, what is this weapon that you see? And he tells about what the missile it is and the damage it will do. And Helen now is shocked to hear him talk very technically about this warhead that is 6 feet away from them.
Yeah.
So they finish up the videos, right? And, he says, I'm sorry, Helen. And she's still in shock because she doesn't realize that her husband, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, is a spy.
She still doesn't believe that he's a spy.
So but they still have him tied up, right? And they bring in this doctor that's going to give him a little truth serum.
He injects him with truth serum.
It's I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to let that work on you.
And then
I'm going to tell us what we need to know.
So they leave them alone for a little bit, and then Helen asks Harry, what was it that they injected you with? He's like, oh, it's something that makes me tell the truth.
Now, in about 15 minutes, I'm not going to lie at all.
So she's like, really? It makes you tell the truth? It's like, yep. It's like, well, are we going to die? It's like, probably.
This one now, it starts to work. He's like, probably.
And she's like, how long have you been a spy? He's like, 15 years.
Longer than we've been married? He's like, yeah. It's like, have you ever killed anybody?
It's like,
yes.
Yes, but they all deserved it.
They were all bad.
They were all bad people.
Very bad. Very naughty. So now this terrorists come back in. It's like, the dog's like, is that working? He's like, yes. No, it's good. It's like, no, yeah, because we're going to get out of here. I was like, what do you mean you're going to get out of here? How are you going to get out of here? Well, first, I'm going to shoot that guy over there.
Then I'm going to shoot that guy.
And then I'm going to stab you in the chest. What's his? I should bring up this guy's name. It's like he's like, really? How are you gonna do that? He's like, because those handcuffs. I just picked them. And then he shoots 2 guys in the room and stabs the doctor in the heart.
Yep, just what he said he was gonna do.
Is the exact plan. Right? And so...
Wow. So, Jean-Claude Parachini. This is the only movie he's ever done, according to IMDb.
Okay. Oh, by the way, we should say... They
had this guy in 30 seconds of a scene to record his voice. And this is his only...
To speak movie. French to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
As if he was Arnold. Respect.
This is his only credit, according to IMDb.
And I should amend the thing about what happens to the doctor, Samir, played by Charles Strigan. This gets back to the snapping of the neck.
Oh, yes.
He doesn't say he's going to snap. He's like, I'm going to snap your neck.
Oh, yes.
So then he snaps his neck, and they leave. Right? Yes, now they have to maneuver around this little island, right? And meanwhile, we have the Omega Sector trying to find them, right? And they know that they're in the Keys, but then the transponder stops because they find it on Arnold and they step on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they realize it's gone dead. It's like, okay, they must have found it, right? And now Arnold is set free on this island, and Arnold is killing a bunch of people on this island as he is trying to get to find the terrorists, right? Because he realizes they're going to launch these missiles, and they can't launch these missiles, right? And you see them, this, he finally gets up. And,
wow. So, real quick, Charles Crogan, the guy that plays the this doctor,
yeah,
he died 2 days before this movie came out.
Oh,
before this
that's
movie
a shame.
was released. This movie came out on 3 days before. It came out July 15th, 1994. He died on July 12th, 1994.
July 12th. Okay.
So, yeah, because I was looking at his IMDb, and he's only got 6 credits, and they all end in 1994.
They all have a
like, wow. And
staggering low number of credits.
Yeah. Born February 16th, 1931, died July 12th, 1994.
Interesting.
Of cancer.
Oh, fuck cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
They make their way. They're kind of at this elevated spot with, this little hangar on the island. And you see that they're all about to leave the Keys, right, with these warheads. He tells Helen she needs to stay up there, right? And he's going to go down and try to stop them.
But he's taken out somebody who had a MAC-10.
Yeah, and he leaves the MAC-10 with his wife.
He gives Helen the MAC-10.
Families at MAC-10 together. MAC-10 together.
Yes. And so he tells her, if they start coming after you, then shoot them.
Yep. And he kills a bunch of them, right? Down there. He's doing his Arnold shit down there. Yeah,
and so she goes to shoot, and she's surprised by the recoil of the gun.
One of them starts to go up the steps, right? Because it's still a lot of people. She gets scared. She starts to shoot. And then the recoil, right? She gets shot.
Her hands start going up, and she ends up dropping the gun, and it goes tumbling down the stairs, and it's firing the whole time. Every time it hits the stair, it's
every time it rotates, it hits the stairs. And it's actually going down.
It's going down perfectly down these stairs.
It's not
and
going
bullets
off the side. It's going in a straight line
everywhere, to the point where Arnold has to jump. He has to dive out of the way.
He has to avoid getting shot himself. Yes.
And when he gets back up, everybody's dead. Because Helen miraculously shot everybody when she dropped the gun.
Like, okay. And now she's like, I can get used to this killing people thing.
Zed's dead, baby.
As long as they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so they cause a little more havoc, and we finally get to a scene though where we have a bazooka disease, and he's going to take out Harry, right? And he shoots it, and Harry's going to dive in the water, and they hit like this fuel truck or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
it causes a big firebomb, and he has to swim a long way underwater as everybody else starts leaving the Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they've captured Helen at some point. Juno captures Helen.
Yes, Juno captured Helen, and so they've put her in a car, in a limo.
Yes.
And they're driving across the bridge back to the mainland.
And they've decided that, the helicopters have come, they've discovered Harry. He's like, they're going down the mainland. This is what they're going to do. No one's seen the video. The only thing that knows the video.
They don't know the video, but they have 3 warheads. They have 3 nuclear warheads. They've decided that rather than sending one somewhere to detonate it to cause damage, they're going to just detonate one to prove that they have them.
Yes.
They're going to detonate one in the ocean to prove that they have them.
And the only people that know about this, that are not the bad guys, are Harry and Helen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so it goes down. Helen is with them. Right? And so Harry, he gets back with his Omega guys. Like, no, this is the plan. Like, they got these warheads. They're going to just detonate one and all this.
Yeah, which I don't understand why they're going to waste one just to show that they have them.
I don't know. But they're not the smartest villains.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you'd think that they would pick 3 targets and use all 3 warheads.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they use one. They're going to detonate it safely in the ocean. Just to prove that they have them.
Yeah.
And then they're going to plant the other ones other places.
Yes.
They only have 3 of them.
They only have 3, so that would leave them 2.
Yeah. Not the smartest of villains.
So, but the chase is on. They call up some Harriers, like we said earlier.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple of Harriers that they bring in. And they're
Harriers in a helicopter.
They're shooting at the bridge that these guys are driving across, and they take out the bridge. Where everything except for the limo basically gets taken down.
Yes,
off the bridge.
And there's this one truck that is behind it as the bridge gets taken out, and they stop.
They slam
right
the brakes, and they stop on the edge of this section that just got blown off of the bridge. And it's these 2 guys. There are 3 guys in the truck.
Yes, it's 3
2
guys.
are in the back of the truck, and there's the driver.
There's the driver.
And they're all leaning back, and they're just teetering.
Wow!
And they don't fall over, and they're like, oh, wow! And then a pelican lands on the hood of the truck.
And it's just want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
And so this pelican lands on the hood of the truck, and it's just enough weight to displace it, and it leans forward, and the truck falls.
They all scream.
They all scream, and it doesn't land in the water. No, doesn't land in the water. It hits a piece of concrete from the bridge, and it blows up.
I kind of wish, as you're falling, at least one. They could have had one do the Wilhelm.
Yes, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. But no, it does the classic movie trope of, it falls and it hits something and just explodes.
It just explodes.
As if it was made of explosives.
Anyway, meanwhile, most of the envoy is in front of them. They really get, they survive the pole being blown in the highway.
Mm-hmm.
But that limo with Helen is last.
Yeah.
And so now we get a cat fight.
We get a cat fight in the limo. So Juno decides that she's going to pull a gun.
Yep.
And Helen, she decides she's going to fight back. And so we have a cat fight in the limo. The gun gets tossed out of the sunroof.
It does. Yep.
Onto the roof of the limo. And at some point, does the limo driver get shot?
Yes.
Yes.
He does.
Yes. The limo driver gets shot during the scuffle.
Oh, it is. And again, like this
just
bridge
like,
they're on is like, it's a causeway,
yeah,
right? It's a long it's going across the Keys.
So just like any time that somebody gets shot in a movie when they're driving something, he gets shot, and then for some reason, all of his weight goes to his foot, and he pushes down on the gas pedal.
Right? And because he's also leaning against the steering wheel, like it's just going whatever way it wants to go. And so Harry sees he's like, I gotta save my Helen.
Mm-hmm.
and he's in a helicopter, and so he's gonna be like Cliffhanger.
Yep.
He's gonna hang and dangle outside.
But he's not going to be Cliffhanger though. He's going to be a helicopter hanger. He's going to be chopper hanger. Chopper hanger. And he's gonna he goes on, he hangs off the side of this helicopter. And he reaches down and he yells to Helen, "Get to the chopper!" And she's, hanging out of the sunroof.
It takes several attempts.
Yeah.
Because again, this car is swaying back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
The helicopter is going to sway back and forth.
Mm-hmm. But just before this limo goes off the edge, she reaches down, she grabs his hand, and he grabs hers, and he's just holding on to her, pulls her out of the sunroof. Don't let go. Meanwhile, Juno is still inside the limo. She's
kind of recollected herself after getting bitch slapped by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. And so the limo with Juno in it goes plummeting over the edge of the road.
She and Liam Neeson have similar expressions on themselves when their trains are about to crash. Well,
yes.
One's a train, one's a car, but still.
But we're not going to say what movie that is because we're going to talk about that movie someday, and we don't want to spoil it.
We don't want to spoil too much. Yes, it's true.
But you probably know what movie we're talking about. But anyway.
So they fly off. She's able to hang on as they fly out to safety. They get to the mainland. They hug.
They land and they hug, and they're like, "We got a detonation in 1 minute."
I love that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Gibson,
don't look at the lights.
Gibson has not been seen for a long time in this movie, and he just pops up. He's like, "We got a nuclear detonation in 1 minute."
Yes. Again, the whole middle part of the movie was all about Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the terrorist shit.
Mm-hmm.
Gibson's back. He's like, "We got 1 minute." And then it explodes. No one looks at it.
Yeah, so they kiss, and then right after they kiss, Arnold puts his hand up to block their eyes from the explosion, and then we see this mushroom cloud come up from the ocean.
So I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
So obviously, they're not affected by the blast, and then, Gibson, though, he has one last piece of information he needs to give. He looks at Harry. He's like, "They got Dana."
They got Dana. Because during all this, Aziz and his people were able to learn that Harry has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went and they kidnapped his kid.
And they're able to fly up to Baltimore, get someone in Baltimore that they knew, put her on a plane, and fly her down to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And these terrorists, they're setting up their shop in this.
And she's just excited because she just got a free trip to Miami.
Yes, and she's in a skyscraper in Miami. She's excited, right?
It's like, and so they're in this skyscraper in Miami, and
it's being built.
They're and they want a film crew. Aziz wants a film crew to come up.
Once they get, like, "Don't worry, we got a guy."
Yeah, so that they can show the world. Because, their whole thing in the Keys got screwed up because Arnold was there. And, and also, while we didn't mention this, but while they were filming their little video down there, the battery died on the camera.
Cameraman, he keeps wanting to speak up. He's like,
he wanted to speak up, but he doesn't want to interrupt.
Because he's really into his speech.
So he finishes his speech, and then the camera's like, "The battery died."
We're going to get your last 2 minutes. I love cameraman. Actually, I'm glad he brought him up. You can tell he really just wanted to say, hey.
Yeah. So when
the battery's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they're back in Miami, they want a professional film crew.
And hey,
come and film all this
there's
stuff.
Exactly the right film man to have.
Mm-hmm.
They get an actual newscaster to be the interviewer.
They get a newscaster.
They have their own,
and they have Faisal.
Because when they bring them in, like, oh, that's Faisal. We saw him 90 minutes
That's
ago.
Grant Heslov. He loves coffee.
And he doesn't have coffee with him right now. What's with that?
He loves Sarah Connor's coffee.
It's Miami. Like, they got good Cuban coffee. Like, maybe it's not Sarah Connor's coffee to him, but they got good Cuban coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he gets up there. They check their equipment. See that the camera's a camera, and all that, and they
do the whole spiel.
They let him in, and then they start filming. Meanwhile, back on the road, these two Harriers have landed on the highway.
Yeah. And now Harry is like, I got my dial's in danger. I need to get to Miami quickly. Hey, here's a jet.
Here's a jet. I'm gonna go commandeer this jet because, hey, years ago I flew jets. Randomly, we have not heard this.
Haven't flown a jet in years.
We have not heard this bit of information about him, about Harry, for this entire movie. But nope, all of a sudden, I know how to fly a jet.
Hey, well, listen, he watched Top Gun at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
That makes perfect sense. So he goes up to he goes up to the pilot, and he's like, I need to commandeer your plane. He's like, I can't give this to you. He's like, hey, it's okay. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. And the pilot's like, oh, sure. We just need you to sign off on it. And Gibson's like, oh, I'll sign for it.
And then, he awkwardly takes off.
Yep. Gibson's like, oh, he's a little rusty, but he's still, he knows what he's doing. So, a Harrier, of course, it's got those jet nozzles that, rotate down, and it can do vertical takeoff. So he takes off, and eventually, he gets the hang of it, and he flies in toward the skyscraper that they are working out of, that the terrorists are working out of.
Yep. But, after they've done the little thing, Aziz, he goes off, and now Faisal, right? He takes the opportunity, and he starts killing terrorists there on the floor.
So Faisal, he sees his opportunity, and he opens up a compartment in the camera, and he pulls out a gun, and he starts shooting terrorists. This is what he's been waiting for his entire life.
Yes. He has not killed anybody yet.
He has been waiting ever since tasting Sarah Connor's coffee in Washington State.
He's been ready to bust a cap in a mofo.
Waiting to bust a cap with some terrorist asses.
And that's what he does.
So he takes a bunch of these terrorists out.
He does. Yes.
He is a badass right here. And he takes them out. And then you see this Harrier come up outside of the windows. And Arnold just lays on that gun, and he just levels everything on this entire floor of the building.
Yep. He takes a shitload of terrorists himself.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, somehow Dwayne T. Robinson's down on the ground level.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts screaming up there. He's about glass. He's like,
now we're all covered in glass.
He just destroyed the building.
Glass? Who gives a fuck about glass? Put the other guy back on.
Glass. So what we don't realize is, like, the terrorists are ready. They have a chopper that's going to pick them up on the roof, and they're going to, after they're supposed to launch the missile, right?
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile,
in the area too.
In the confusion,
Dana is still with them.
In the confusion, Dana has escaped.
That's right. Yes.
And she runs, and Aziz runs after her.
Yeah, up to the roof.
She gets up to the roof, and she starts climbing on this crane, because this building is under construction.
It's under construction, yes.
So there's this crane that's going out from the roof.
Oh, and she took out the key
to the missile. Yes, she took the key to the missile, so they can't detonate the warhead.
That's what it is.
Because, once Faisal decided to go commando on their asses, then she took that opportunity to take that key and run away.
Yep. And, Aziz, he's like, child, give me the key.
Yeah, so she's climbing out on this crane, out above Miami, at the top of the skyscraper.
And she's like, I'm going to drop the key.
And, he's following her out there.
Playing this right. No. If he realized, but it's like no,
because he's got a gun, and he's gonna shoot her, and she's like, "If you kill me, I drop this key."
He's like, "But no, I am the key master, and you are the gatekeeper."
Dude, she's like 12. I don't think Aziz was quite that. that far. I mean, she's like 14 in this movie, but
she's like 14. Yes, she's like freshman in high school. He might anyway.
He is a terrorist.
Yes, he's a terrorist.
So,
he has no scruples.
So,
unless you draw a picture of Muhammad.
Yeah, true.
Then he might have some scruples. In which case, he's just going to blow you up anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, so he puts the gun away.
Yes,
because she makes a valid point that if he shoots her, then she drops the key.
Yes, no, she's being very smart about this.
And
he's out there on the crane with her.
Yeah,
not thinking that he might slip and fall himself. Yeah.
So meanwhile, this helicopter is out there, and
on the other side of the building.
Yeah, and they're trying to take out the Harrier that Harry is flying.
Yeah,
and Harry sees his daughter on this crane.
Yes,
and so he turns his attention toward her, and the Harrier gets some shots, or the helicopter gets some shots off, and shoots through the canopy of this plane. And so, all the glass canopy around Arnold is, shot up and broken. So he is able to... Does he shoot the helicopter out of the sky?
No.
Something else
he does not.
No.
Something else happens.
Yeah, that's right. Something else happens to that helicopter. Anyway, so he flies up to...
The crane.
He hovers underneath.
Totally, get on the crane.
Yeah, because
I got the jump seat. I got the seat back here.
Yeah. So at this point, it's a one-seater, but at this point, Dana has lost her balance and she falls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
she's hanging onto this crane.
Yep.
She's dangling from the crane.
He just wants to get in up front with get in the seat with her, just. Drop down,
so
climb in.
He comes up under her. He's like, just let go, jump. I got you. I'll catch you. And she's just surprised.
Now.
She's just surprised that her dad is flying a Harrier.
Right. Yes. She's like, wait, Daddy? What?
Hey, I thought you worked for Radio Shack.
Since when did they let Radio Shack employees fly jets?
Wait, maybe you got enough points. In the 90s, because this was the 90s. Maybe you got enough. Maybe you got enough McDonald's points to get the Harrier.
Exactly.
Which there is a there is a documentary about the points that you could get to eventually get a Harrier. That
yes,
some guy actually got those points, and they would not give him a Harrier. So there's a whole documentary about that whole fiasco. That you could watch. But anyway.
But not this day. This day we fight!
So anyway, so he's trying to get her to drop down there, but then the helicopter comes back and it's shooting at him, and he has to sort of veer away. And so she's still hanging on to this crane, just dangling. And yeah, so then
she eventually gets on to the jet. Yeah,
so he sort of has to swerve away and then comes back, and she drops down onto the jet, onto the nose of the jet. And she's sort of trying to hang on, but she's slipping. And so
obviously
Harry sort of stands up and reaches over and grabs her and pulls her up, and and
now she's just kind of hanging
her
to
a
the
better
cockpit.
grip. Yeah. Meanwhile, Aziz jumms off the crane and lands on the back of the plane.
He's on Harrier now too,
because he had an AK.
Yes.
That had fallen and gotten like the strap of it got hooked onto the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes back. Like once he gets on the back of the plane, he goes to try to get his AK again. And so Arnold is flying the plane, and he sort of there's this janitor.
There's a janitor. That's right.
There's a janitor in the building.
He's doing a great job cleaning up.
He has just finished cleaning this one office. He has just finished cleaning. This place is spotless. This guy is good at his job. He has probably
spent the entire morning making sure this office is spotless.
Amazing at his job. And then the tail of the Harrier jet crashes. Like as soon as this guy walks out of the room, this Harrier just crashes through the window.
Uh-huh.
And the tail, goes in and it hits the back wall and just ruins all of this guy's hard work.
He worked hard. This dude worked hard.
And yeah, so then Arnold is able to pull out of there, pull forward, and when he does that, it causes Aziz, who's still in the back of the plane, to fall back.
He falls back, he stumbles.
And he racks himself on the tail.
It's not a 90s action movie if someone doesn't get just completely racked in the nuts.
Yeah.
So he kind of stumbles over after.
And his helicopter's still out here.
This dude is now infertile, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. His nuts have not taken a hit like that ever.
Not that's going to matter for much longer. Spoiler alert.
And so that helicopter's still out there. And they're getting ready to shoot at Arnold again. And he still has his daughter on the nose of the plane.
He does. He still has her there. That's correct. And
so, in order to protect his daughter, this whole thing with the plane going through in the building and all that, ruining this nice janitor's hard work. It also knocks Aziz off of the plane, and the strap
completely.
The strap on his clothes, like on his bag,
catches on a missile.
Catches on to the end of a missile. And so he's hanging there. He's dangling from this plane from the missile.
It's like, oh, I didn't fall. And he realizes quickly he's on a missile.
Mm-hmm. And so Arnold is now facing this helicopter.
And he realizes Aziz is on the missile.
He realizes Aziz is on the missile. And so he launches that missile with Aziz on it.
This is one of my favorite shots of the night.
But he doesn't ask if he enjoys the song Rocket Man.
He does not. No.
This was before. This was before Nick Cage.
This is before The Rock. Before Nicolas Cage asked the Tony Todd.
Yeah. So Arnold very well could have asked that. Yes. It wouldn't have been copying anything. But
hey,
do you like Rocket Man? I don't listen to soft shit.
And then he launches said missile.
Mm-hmm. He launches the missile, and it goes flying toward this helicopter.
It goes through the entire floor of the building.
Yes, it does. It goes through the floor, through the entire floor of the building. Yeah, because that's right. Because the helicopter's on the other side of the building. So this missile flies through the building.
At first, he's like, "Where's he gonna go?" And then he sees the helicopter on the other side, and then he collides with that said helicopter,
and the helicopter blows up. And Aziz it blows up.
There is no Aziz.
There is no Aziz.
There might be little pieces of the other guys, but Aziz was actually attached to the rocket.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's no more Aziz. So then, Harry goes and he lands he very gently lands the Harrier.
Yes, no, he just gently lands it on the street of Miami like it's nothing.
The complete opposite of when he took off.
Yes. I mean, he lands it away from where, the terrorists are falling down with their helicopter with Aziz.
Yeah, because he's got his daughter on board. He's got his daughter hanging on the nose.
That's right.
And she's still hanging on the nose of this plane.
Yeah, no, she's hanging on really tightly still.
So he lands it. They get out. He gets out of the plane, gets his daughter down, and he and Helen embrace.
That's right, because she gets there, because they've flown the helicopter back over. They embrace. They save the day. Right? And so now we cut to them back at their home. And they're eating dinner. And they get a phone call.
And it's a mysterious
Helen
voice.
Answers. And they ask for Doris. And then she's just like, they're asking for us. And then we cut to them at this nice dinner again. They're all
it's basically it's basically like the scene at the beginning of the movie,
right?
And this time she walks by a Mr. Senator Congressman, and she's like, hello, it's nice to see you again. And she keeps on walking, and the guy's like, who was that?
And then as they're going by, they hear this guy talk to this woman. Like he's a spy. And they know this voice.
It's a waiter. This waiter talking to this woman. And so, yeah, they walk up to him, walk up behind him, and they turn him around, and he sees them. And he pisses his pants.
And they laugh at him.
This is Bill Paxton. This is Simon.
This is Simon. And now that Simon's officially scared and he pissed his pants again, they're just going to let him be. Because they need a dance.
Because he was trying to be a spy again. He was trying to pretend like he was a spy. Right. Yeah.
He forgot the lesson he learned.
He pisses his pants and runs off, and then they just go out to the dance floor, and they start dancing. And as they're dancing, the credits start to roll.
And the relationship is stronger than ever, because now she's a spy too. Maybe poor Tom Arnold is now out of a job. I don't know.
No, he's still the guy in the van.
He is still the guy
in the van.
With Grant Heslov, yes.
I mean, Grant Heslov might have gotten a promotion now that he finally got his badass moment.
Motherfuckers, yeah.
After he finally got his badass moment.
But that ends True Lies. Such a fun ride.
I love this movie.
Yes.
It's one of those Arnold movies that is, it's somewhat underrated.
I agree. 'Cause it's a big action movie, right? But it knows what it is.
Uh-huh.
And like it doesn't act like it's a big action movie that actually has some brains to it without having to be like about anything like deep or serious.
I mean, typically when you think Arnold, you think Terminator, you think Commando, movies like that. True Lies, yes, it was a popular movie. It was a big movie of his, but it's not necessarily the first one you think of when you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not. Nope. It's not.
But it
not
is
in the way that you think of those others.
Fantastic movie. I love this movie. It is so good. It's so much fun. It is
so good.
It's so much fun.
A fun movie. And again, like it knows what it's supposed to do completely, and it just does it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just super fun.
Yeah.
And exciting. And like it's over the top. But like in a controlled way. Somebody's just over the top. You're like, oh, that's just stupid. And then this knows how to be over the top without going to the wrong extreme.
Yeah.
So yeah. Great movie. I fully endorse it.
Me too. So it's classic 90s Arnold.
Yes, that great way is to wrap it down there, like classic 90s Arnold, classic 90s action.
We've had a few movies that were classic 80s Arnold.
We did.
And this one's classic 90s Arnold.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of summarizing it.
And who would have thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Arnold would have such great chemistry?
They do. They really, really do.
But anyway, that's True Lies. So, if you enjoy what you're hearing, then go ahead and check us out on our Facebook and Instagram and Threads pages. It is Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. The and is spelled out, A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. And we are also on X or Twitter. That is R&T Cinematic. And then we are on Letterboxd. That's Cine Adventure, or Cine Adventure, C-I-N-E Adventure. So you can go there, check out our reviews we've done on various movies. Some we've done on the podcast, some we haven't done, some we will do, some we won't do. And then you can also send us an email at robandtonyscinematicadventure@gmail.com. Once again, the and is spelled out, A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. But yeah, just send us an email.
Mm-hmm.
Just to check in, just say hi. We'd love it if you just say hi.
Just say hi. But say hi.
And also,
hello.
If you want, you can let us know what you thought about True Lies. Should we do more Arnold movies? Should we not do more Arnold movies? If you think we shouldn't do more Arnold
Tom
movies.
Arnold movies.
Yes, should we do more Tom Arnold movies? Should we do Big Bully with Tom Arnold and Rick Moranis?
Yeah.
But if you don't think that we should do more Arnold movies, then you're going to be disappointed because we're going to be doing more Arnold movies eventually.
Do more. Sorry.
So, yeah. So sorry about that, yeah. But, yeah. What did you think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you indifferent about it? What did you think? We want to hear from you. And go to our social media. Give us a like and a follow. Go to your favorite podcast app where you're listening to us. And hit that subscribe button. Give us a good rating, a good review. That's how we move up in the standings, in the recommendations, in the search, all that stuff. So that we can find more people that want to hear us go on and on about these movies that we love. And so that leads us to next week.
It does.
So there's a long-awaited sequel coming out this summer to a series of movies that the last one was quite a while back.
Wow, this is almost like a legacy sequel reboot, maybe? I
don't know.
But see how...
But yeah, that sequel is Scary Movie 6. So we are going to be going back to the beginning of that series. And we are going to be talking about, for the next episode, we are going to be talking about Scary Movie. The spoof of, well, that one was mostly a spoof of Scream.
Of Scream. Maybe a touch of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
A touch of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
They throw in some other topical things, but that was the main gist.
The main gist of it was Scream.
Or really Scream and Scream 2, but we can discuss that. So,
but yeah. But then, yeah, there's a few other, classic horror movies that are thrown in there.
It'll be fun to get into because it's been a long time since I've seen this.
It has been a long time since I've seen it too.
Really laughing a lot at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to revisit it. And I think I remember it was a popular movie in the summer of 2000.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's
spawned a lot of sequels.
It's very funny from like my memory of it. It's very, very funny. And so, yeah, we're going to be talking about Scary Movie. The original Scary Movie. And yeah, they directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans. With brought out by the Wayans family.
That's right.
And yeah, so that'll be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
So join us next time for Scary Movie.